guys love the top 10s, so I figured, why not make the most obvious one? Today I'm going to be ranking 1 through 10 all of the exclusive units. There is like over 20 exclusive units at this point in time. This list is going to be crazy. A couple rules for this episode though. There's not going to be any repair drones because they don't do damage. That wouldn't be fair. And these are not only going to be ranked just based on DPS, but it's also going to be ranked on their price. But the price won't affect it too much. And the third thing is, make sure you guys like and subscribe if you like the top 10. All right, let's go to number 10. In my personal opinion, at number 10, this unit could be placed higher, but I think a lot of people would probably want to fight me if I placed it. But I didn't want to knock it out of the top 10. I think the top 10 best exclusive unit is none other than the Shield Cameraman. The Shield Cameraman has an absolute legacy to his name, as he was the boy that carried Turkey Town as well as other maps in the. However, he has a very unique ability similar to a lot of these exclusive units, where he can actually take damage in his shield and distribute it back into toilet. This unit, it actually received one of the biggest nerfs of the lifetime, like a bigger nerf than the Frost DJ. This guy was literally that good, but ever since his nerf, he hasn't really made that much of an appearance. However, I still think he's a super solid unit, and I wish could be more viable on endless mode. However, since that boy do be nerfed, he is gonna lock himself in at a handsome number 10. In case you're wondering, he does max out at 10,000 damage per second, which is very good still, by the way, and he can't be stunned at all. Let's not forget, bro cannot be stunned. He maxes out at 10,000 damage per second. Either way, without further ado, let's head on over to number 9. I genuinely believe for my number 9 pick, some people will want to sue me. They're going to sue me for this, but it's none other than the freaking Spider TV. And I know you're probably like, Hoplas, what do you mean? That's one of the most rare units in the game. You literally said it yourself. And yeah, I do agree that I did say it myself. However, the Spider TV in essence just isn't that strong. Its only key notable feature is the fact that it can't get stunned, and its walking thing is very, very cool. However, he maxes out at a damage of 10,000 per second, and he costs over 10,000 to upgrade. For every damage per second you get with this man, you get 1 damage per second back. If you ask me, that's pretty bad. On top of this, his walk speed's pretty slow, so some units are actually faster than him. My bad, Spider TV. I didn't mean to say only bad things, but that's kind of what it sounds like. I don't think this list would be complete of exclusives without the Spider TV. However, placing it any higher would be an absolute crime. So the Spider TV is gonna lock itself at a commanding number 9. But if he is all the way down here, who could possibly be at number 8? At number 8, this is a unit that I don't think a lot of people are gonna argue about, but I think it's a unit that a lot of people already forgot about. Kind of similar to how he is himself. Coming in at number 8, I have the Ghost Cameraman. The Ghost Cameraman was the highest DPS unit in the game temporarily. If you guys didn't know this, when booster units first came out, you could stack them together, and people would stack them on the Ghost Cameraman and have them do over like 1,000,000 damage per second. It was something completely broken or stupid like that. However, for him only costing 399 Robux, he does 60k damage per second. 60,000. And you're probably like, Hoplas, this bro does 60,000 damage per second, and you're gonna tell me that he's only at number 8? Well, the answer is yes. And the reason why I have him at number 8 is because he does do a ton of damage, but unlike other units on this list, he doesn't have any unique or special abilities. But that's not the only reason. The main reason why is a Ghost Cameraman only does single attack damage. So especially with his limited range, he's only able to attack so many things at once, only making that 60,000 damage percent so useful. And for those reasons, that's why I'm gonna put the Ghost Cameraman at number 8. Let's head on over to number 7. And coming in at number 7, I feel like should be absolutely no surprise to anyone, is none other than the Mace Cameraman. The Mace Cameraman has one of the highest damage per seconds that we are going to see on this entire list. My boy can do 25,000 damage per second and has one of the highest damage per dollars, like basically the amount you spend to upgrade him in the entire game. For level 4, you're getting 3.3 damage per second per dollar with him. Just so you guys know, the Spider TV was 1. So in theory, the Mace Cameraman is 3 times better, if not 3 times stronger than the Spider TV. His stun protection also makes him insanely good, and he has a decent range. It's not the biggest. He has a max range of 22, but mainly for his DPS and his ability to take out big bosses quickly has to cement him somewhere on this list. Plus, he's just such a dapper looking guy. Look at how cool he holds that mace. Broski can literally kill most toilets if he wanted to. So with that reason being said, we're gonna lock in the Mace at number 7. At number 6, I was hoping that most most of you guys were expecting to see this man on the list, especially after he got buffed. The upgrade Titan Drillman's little brother, the normal Drillman. The normal Drillman maxes out at a damage per second of 25,000. So it is higher up on the list than the Ghost Cameraman, and it does less damage. So I know a lot of you guys are like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why is he so much higher on the list? And the reason why is because of his grades are a lot cheaper, and he has a lot higher of a range than the Ghost. And so with this bigger range, I think he's basically able to distribute out more damage over time than the Ghost Cameraman is. On top of this, the Titan Drillman costs less than 9,000 to fully max out. Only costing 9,000 to be doing 25,000 damage per second is pretty freaking good. Obviously, it's not upgraded Titan Drillman status, but good thing this is a list for only exclusive units and not ultimates. Yo! So we're gonna place the Titan Drillman at number 6. So for this pick, I think a lot of people are gonna be scratching their heads, but at number 5, I actually do have the Jetpack Mace Cameraman. I think a lot of people will be looking at me sideways being like, Hopeless, don't you know that's basically just a less damage per second mace? And I would say, yes, it is. However, it has way more range than the Mace Cameraman, and plus, with the amount of range that it has, you're able to place it in places like this where you don't have to worry about stuns at all. For example, with the normal mace has to worry about getting stunned if there's a bunch of units that come out that are stunnable. However, with the Jetpack Mace, since its range is so far, he's able to get all of this part of the conveyor belt and then some, while still smacking and having zero potential of getting stunned. And that in itself is its own unique and special ability. And for some reason, I don't know, I guess I just like him more. But for that reason, that is going to be why the Jetpack Mace Cameraman is going to sneak his way up to number 5 on the list, higher than that of the Mace and other units as well. Well done, Jetpack Mace. You're so strong. If you're this far in the video, that means you probably like it, or you're just a Hopeless Skeleton fan. This is a point where I tell you to join my Roblox group if you haven't already. It's called Hopeless and Friends, and check out my second channel, technically my main channel, where I'm gonna start posting more laid back, cool tower defense videos and anime related stuff. So make sure you guys go check it out there, and thank you for being awesome. Let's go to number 4. After the newest Titan update, I think you guys should expect most of these units. Coming in at number 4, we have actually the Saw upgraded Titan Cameraman. Surprisingly enough, the Saw upgraded Titan Cameraman maxes out at 36,000 damage per second. It is definitely one of the lower damage per second per dollar units on this list, but that damage per second is just way too high to disagree with. Out of all the Titans, this is the only one that doesn't have its unique ability. However, it is probably literally the easiest Titan to access. With that being said, who wouldn't want this thing on their team? He only costs 25, I said only, he cost 25,000 to fully max out, which is kind of a lot. However, he's still one of the most viable units on this list as his range is 55. So he's gonna be able to attack toilets, laser them down from pretty much anywhere on the map. And that's why the Saw upgraded Titan Cameraman is gonna find his way and sneak his way in to number 4. Obviously not higher because his brothers might squeak on by him a little bit. Alright, let's find out who's at number 3. After what number 4 just was, I think number 3 is gonna be nothing but less of a surprise than anything else. Yes, it is gonna be the Toxic Titan Cameraman. The main reason why I put the Toxic up so high, well, the Toxic does deserve to be here. The Saw might have been a little bit too high, to be honest with you. The Toxic is gonna be here because he does a total damage per second of 45,000, which really is a lot. It's kind of insane, especially when you consider the fact that it does 25% toilet slowing as well. He only costs 40,000 to max out, and he has a range of 65. This guy can shoot fart clouds all over the map. Better watch out when the Toxic's around. There's gonna be pesticides bombs everywhere. Low-key, I definitely think there's an untapped strategy with the Toxic upgraded Cameraman, especially with the 65 radius. That is one of the heights, if not the highest range in the game that I've ever seen. On top of this, not only does he do this much damage, he also has an explosion radius. So he can fart on a bunch of toilets at once while also doing damage to them. For these reasons, there's no other way the Toxic upgraded Titan Cameraman could fall down any lower on this list than number 3. He deserves to be here. He worked for it. Plus, he's such a dapper man. Without further ado, let's go to 1 and 2. Coming in at number 1 and 2, this has been the thing that I've been doing on these videos, is where I show both the units at once and kind of have a suspenseful reveal of who I think is number 1 and number 2. Obviously, it's gonna be between the Titan Clockman and the hyper upgraded Titan Speakerman. I mean, come on, the Titan Clockman does splash damage and it does 50,000 damage per second, and it has its own unique special ability where he can literally stop time. He is the only unit in the game to have such a unique and special ability ability about him, obviously he's gonna be in the top 3. Not only is he in the top 3, but he's gonna be in the top 2. And of course, obviously the hyper upgraded Titan Speakerman is gonna be here. He's currently the second highest damage per second game now, followed only by the singular ultimate unit in the game, where there's only literally 100 of them. Besides for that, man, the hyper upgraded Titan Speakerman is going to be second highest damage per second unit in all of TTD. So yeah, both of these units are pretty freaking good. Also, a little fun fact that you might not know about the Titan Clockman is after level 5, the Titan Clockman actually has a 2% chance of shooting a green ball out of his little cannon. And actually, whenever he shoots out that green ball, it will infect the toilet and cause that toilet to like attack other enemies inside of its radius. Kind of a cool and unique ability about him. Either way, without further ado, time for the big reveal. Who do I place at number 1 and who do I place at number 2? Obviously, this is gonna be a close one, but to me, it's really not. It's obviously gonna be the time stop. You probably thought I was gonna say the Titan Clockman. No, I think the number 1 best exclusive unit is none other than the hyper upgraded Titan Speakerman. I mean, come on, man. He does 80,000 damage per second, and that's without any booster. Yes, the Titan Clockman is super special and unique and very, very cool in its own right. However, that 30,000 damage per second difference is just way too much to make a strong argument that the Titan is better than the hyper upgraded speaker. Also, on top of this, the splash damage of the Titan Clockman seems pretty weak. I don't know if they've upgraded the splash range on this yet. Hopefully they have, because for some reason it's felt a little bit bugged. Like, I could swear I always see toads like swimming around next to each other, but the Titan Clockman doesn't attack both of them at the same time. So maybe also in that regard I lower. The thing is, with the hyper upgraded Titan Speakerman, he has an active AoE range where you just know he's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. You don't have to worry about any splash. Anything that comes inside the hyper Titan Speakerman's little cone, their toilets are gonna die. You can expect that juicy 80,000 DPS from him anytime, anywhere, as long as he's not stunned. Either way, without further ado, if you disagree with my list, please let me know in the comments down below. That's what these are for. These are an open discussion, open to debate, especially when there's kind of bias involved and not set numbers or set. So let me know who you change, who you would add, who your honorable mention is, if I should add a camera speaker repair drones. If you haven't already, check out my other videos. I've done hundreds, not hundreds. I've done tens of others of top 10 lists. So keep the ideas coming, guys, so I can giving you the best awesome top 10s there is. And either way, without further ado, that is going to be all the time I have for you guys today, mainly because that is all of the top 10. So I will see you guys again tomorrow, and I hope you guys all had a great Saturday. Bye!